Hello and welcome again. I am the Gentleman in Black, back from the dead. Spent a little bit too long in the war, but here I am once again to talk to you about the new edition of Warhammer 40,000. Now, admittedly, I absolutely hated 8th. It was a god-awful mess. Not as bad as Sigmar when that first came out, but I am absolutely willing to try new systems. So hopefully the improvements that they've made will alleviate some of my issues with the previous system. But I'm not here to talk rules today, basically because I don't know all that much about 8th anymore. But I am here to talk about the new models, which are, spoiler alert, phenomenal. So I will get into that in, well, right now in fact. How about that? So apologies if you hear any random noises. Not in my previous recording studio, aka the war room, and my rabbit can tend to play up quite a bit. The hobby bunny, as it were. So, here we are. This is the Indomitus box. A lot of people have been waiting a long time for this, and my god, even looking at this, you know, cut out picture of a box, it looks just massive. Probably, I would say, akin in size to the Grandmaster box from Titanicus. You know, the sort of the larger of the boxes. Maybe that's the scale of Warcry. That's about the same box. Unsure. So, can't show you the video, but I can show you this very tiny picture of all the new toys, which we will go into detail on my thoughts and feelings of the individual models in just a sec. But let's just marvel at this. I mean, the fantastic paint job, the just generally crazy amount of stuff that's in that box. You know, we're talking about 3 characters per side. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the Necron side, 3 on the. Oh no, it's 4 on the 4 on the Space Marine side as well. Yeah, very cool. You know, just swathes of infantry. These bikers. Oh, so cool. Fantastic. So, without further ado, let's dive straight into the miniatures with this absolute masterpiece. So, as fans of, well, 30k and I guess older 40k, he looks very much like a Breacher Marine. The guys from Forge World, the shields that we use to board ships. But now I look at him sort of more akin to the guard that Marnie Skalgar has. I think he's got a lot of the same details. I know he's painted as an Ultramarine, but aside from that, the shield looks very similar. He is just an amazing sculpt. And when sort of the bits for the box were first leaked, I didn't actually see any images of him, because you know he's the guy from the trailer. I think he's a lieutenant that leads the charge with his just amazing shield, and that was the bit that stood out to me. I thought, man, I wish I could build and absolutely avoid painting that character, because he just looks ace. My one gripe, alright, I said one, there's probably going to be a bit more than one, but I know this is an option. I did watch the live stream where they went through the sprues, and he does actually have a fully unhelmeted, a fully helmeted, and this in-between head option. Now I really don't like this. It just looks bad. It just looks awful. I don't see how it would work functionally as an actual thing. I know, you know, this is a universe with holster technology and all sorts of little things, but yeah, it just doesn't, in my eyes, fit. However, when I get my hands on the model, cough, definitely might be doing that. I'll have a better look, and I'll be able to show off the sprues to you as well, potentially. So, I'm also not a big fan of the skull in the middle of the iron halo, but as an optional extra, I could probably just cut that off. That's not a huge deal. Again, going into just kind of like petty criticisms, he is a bit busy. I know people had Constantine Beldor. People were very critical about Model T, exact same reason, was that when he came out, he's just so busy. There's so much going on in the model, you know. You've got this ridiculously ornate shield with millions of tabards and bits of purity seal, and then he's got his little shield and shoulder pad, and he's got all of this going on. There's half a dead bloody Necrom on the base, which again on the sprues I believe there is an indentation for it to fit, but it'd be quite easy to fill with green stuff. So that's not a huge problem. Overall, I think this model is amazing, and he's going to look fantastic as a Carcharodon, which is definitely what he will be thematically in my army, because I hate painting. I just hate painting. Anyone that knows me will know that I have just an absolute mass of grey plastic and resin in my room from all sorts of different game systems, not just 40k. So that's him in all his fantastic glory. Oh no, he's not a lieutenant, he is a captain in fact. So here is the lieutenant. Now, speaking of 30k, you'll notice in his hand he has a Volkite weapon, which I believe is called Neo Volkite, i.e. New Volkite. I'm not a huge fan of this. I don't like the whole 30k, 40k crossover thing. I prefer them just to be their own separate entities. With Volkite technology being so, I believe there's like 1 or 2 when I last played, which were only in the Admech book, or Skitarii book I believe it was. Those were the only examples of Volkite in 40k, and they were very different to what they do in 30k, which is, they have a rule called Deflagrate. So when you wound somebody with it, you roll again to wound again. It just keeps burning effectively. It's like a, I've seen it often shown off in artwork as like a 1950s sci-fi death ray, which is pretty cool, but I always imagine it more as like a space hoover, where it sort of like revs up and then just like continuously fires a blast of heat. But either way, it is an awesome weapon. You know, he's got the sword as well, he's got the cool shield. Can't see what's on the other side of it, but I imagine it's much the same as the, oh god, I can't remember what they're called. The blade guard, I'm not saying? The guys with shields, we'll get to them in a bit. I feel like he could probably do without this holster, since mag locking is the thing in 40k and people tend to mag lock their weapons to them anyway, so it's kind of unnecessary. Other than that, I think he's about the right level of detail. The unnecessary stuff from the other guy, which, yeah, I get it, he's a captain, he's kind of gone. Also wondering about the Iron Halo, since as other people mentioned in their videos, kind of rare bit of tech, and if him, the captain, and the whole unit are going to get these, it's going to be quite interesting. I assume not, because they have the combat shield, which I don't know in 8th if that gave you an invuln, like it did in previous editions. So, I guess we'll see. We'll see what these guys do. But overall, love him. Looks fantastic. Just, you know, wish it wasn't Volkite in his hand, but can't get everything. Next up is the Chaplain, who also, funnily enough, has the Iron Halo. His, though, is very cool wrapped around this quote-unquote actual skull. I have to say, I actually prefer the other one, the normal Primaris Chaplain. This guy's fine, and again, as other people have said, reminds me a lot of Cassius, with his weird Terminator face. I don't know if there's a skull helm option for him. I kind of hope there is. Getting the impression there probably isn't though, which saddens me a little bit. But yeah, he's fine. I think the Croziers is maybe a little bit overdone. But other than that, he is a chaplain. Now, I'm hoping this next one is, yeah, this is the Judicar, or sorry, the Judicia, who I absolutely love. This guy is going to make a fantastic Hakaradon. He's just nuts. Again, there has been a lot of criticism that he looks a lot like a Stormcast, especially in the legs, but I think a lot of these characters do. Yeah, I kind of wish they had their own distinct feel to them, but that's fine. I'm not all that bothered, because the model overall looks fantastic. It really does. The only problem that a lot of people have really had with this model is the sort of helmet face thing, and it could just be a paint job on it, because it has this weird sort of greyish quality to it. But overall, I saw a fantastic conversion. I read it actually earlier. I say conversion, preemptive conversion that someone had done with Photoshop, where they put the wings from Sanguinary Guard kit and the head from the Promo's Chaplain on this guy, and it was just, oh, it was amazing. It was so amazing. So I think I might be stealing that and doing that with my own. But other than that, this might actually be my favourite miniature in the box, and certainly my favourite miniature for a long time. Although, admittedly, a lot of the things they've released since 40k/Sigmar have been some of the best models they've ever done. Really have been. So I don't really have too much to say about this guy, because he just is it. He is ace. He's so cool. I love the robes, love the sword, just purely for beating people to death with. I mean, look at the weight of it. It doesn't even look sharp. It just looks hefty. So beating the love of the Emperor into them. So there's that. Yeah, love it. Swiftly, moving on. I was right, they are the Blade Guard veterans. So notice they do all have the Iron Halos, which would be interesting. They also have these pistols, which could be the Volkites that the other guy has, but I highly doubt it. They're probably just some sort of bolt pistol. Yeah, whatever the Primaris get in terms of bolt pistols. They have the sword and board, which will probably give them an invul. Other than that, not much to say about them, because they just look great. They just look really good. Maybe as a Hakaradon player, I might give them some sort of axe or chain axe instead, but maybe some sharp teeth to go around somewhere or other. But yeah, other than that, I am thoroughly impressed with the Primaris in this box. Now overall, I don't actually have a problem with the Primaris range. There is only a couple of models that I actually don't like, which are the repulsor tanks, all of those in that sort of category, and the war suit. I don't like this move towards more realistic looking weaponry. I don't think it suits 40k, and it's totally unnecessary. We'll see that more when I do a video on the ATV and all that, a lot of the extra bits from this box that are coming alongside the box, should I say. But yeah, not a huge fan of those. But the rest of the Primaris, I don't have a problem with. I think they're fantastic. And speaking of fantastic, again, a lot of problems people have been coming up with to do with the banner. So why this guy looks like the Terminator, I have no idea. Why couldn't it just been a normal skeleton or a Necron, if the whole point is they're fighting Necrons very closely, or whatever. And it does resemble, oh god, what's his name? The character from the very first Age of Sigmar box with the banner. Don't know, love the model, love him. This guy's banner, again, doesn't really feel very 40k. However, the rest of the model is immense. This guy would absolutely look at home in the Dark Angels with all this cloaking on. I love his sort of like extra 12 inches of challenge range when he wants to beat someone with a fist and challenge them to a fight. No idea what he's going to do, since he is tied in. His name is the Blade Guard Ancient. He is going to be tied into the Blade Guard, I'd imagine. So again, you might give them some sort of buff, maybe feel no pain equivalent, or something like that. Very cool. I do like him a lot, actually. I'm looking forward to getting him and never painting him. Ah, the Eradicators. So, these guys are just cool. So they have like a new pattern of melter weapon, which I believe the little statement underneath says it's going to be a longer range melter weapon, which is going to be quite interesting actually, how they sort of balance that. These will probably come out at a later date with some different options, maybe some other heavy weapons. I'm assuming these are sort of replacing the heavy weapons team, because they do look a bit bulkier. I mean, maybe that's just how they've been built to fit with the weapons, but they do overall look a bit bulkier than a regular Marine. So I absolutely love these helmets too. I think they're fantastic. Again, they would be great Parana helmets. Again, not really that much to say about them because they are just interesting new models. They're something we haven't seen before for Primaris, so, and this continues the eradication of the original Space Marines. Oh look, speaking of that, we have an assault squad. Conveniently, while digging through my shameful pile of resin, I found 10 chain axes. So these guys may or may not be losing their chainsaws in favour of axes and becoming Carcharodons. These are sort of really what drew me to the box in the first place. While the Judicia is the more interesting model overall, these guys are exactly what I love. I love close combat units, and I know the game's not about that. On the few occasions I have played 8th to, you know, appease my friend group, I've been playing my 30k World Eaters army as a 40k World Eaters army, funnily enough, with the Spartan and the I guess Berserker analogues. They're just a troops choice with extra close combat weapons and stuff, but they transpose very nicely over into a Berserker squad. Now, funnily enough, Calm stands in for Calm. Very unusual. I also play Harlequins as well. But yeah, so close combat is really my jam, which is why initially the Primaris stuff didn't really do anything for me, because they just didn't have any of that really. I don't think. Maybe I'm forgetting something, but there was just no close combat units. That's all. It was all ranged, which you know is what made them crazy strong. But this is absolutely where I'm at. So again, the models are very cool. It's interesting that he has some sort of, it doesn't look like a plasma pistol, but I'm sure it is. And I think these are just regular intercessors. So I'm hoping that instead of these being a whole new profile like everything else in the Primaris range, they are just an option for intercessors to take, so you can drop your auto bolt rifle or whatever it is they get in favour of a bolt pistol and chainsaw. Very cool. Obviously, as I've mentioned several times, Carcharodons are my plan for them, and I'm hoping when Forge World redoes the Indexes, whatever they're going to be called now, probably like an Imperial Armour book, Carcharodons will be able to take chain axes. So that's sort of what I'm hoping for anyway. Like, as their sort of special, unique chapter thing, they get to take chain axes, because that's their big thing as well as being, you know, pallid with black eyes and absolutely terrifying. So that's really cool. So yeah, as I say, this is the big draw. And then I think this is the last of the Space Marine stuff, because my god, there is so much in this box, just so much. Here we have the Outriders, so named for obviously their Forge World 30k counterparts, looking nothing like them of course, but they're just an update to the old Space Marine bike. They have the exhausts are very similar, the same sort of tyres, but they're just bigger and stockier, you know. Yeah, they're absolutely fine. And look, this looks like it's begging for a chain axe. Overall, I don't really have strong feelings one way or another. They're not the sort of thing that I'd want to run anyway. But I could, if I have them, which I would if I was buying a box set, I can see myself happily building them up and throwing them in a few games, just for the sake of it, because they're pretty cool. So yeah, fantastic units. The whole, both sides are great. I'm absolutely very happy with this box overall. So, here come the Necrons. Now, I have to admit, I do think the Necrons are probably the nicer looking side. As much as I absolutely love the Primaris side, wow, did the Necrons, and the new model kits that are coming out from, oh, the new Monolith, you know, the new Destroyers, the Silent King, wow, that model looks amazing. And everyone seems to have forgotten about him because he was previewed a while back in the midst of lockdown when everyone was losing their minds. Illuminos Seras, which I'm going to circle around to again later, because I have a little bit to talk about him when it comes to the Plasmancer. But here we go. Look at this boy. He has clearly not skipped leg day, because look at these thighs, and look at his chunky chest. Like, this guy is swole. He is the beef. The Necron beefcake. So they're bringing back a cool piece of war gear with the Tachyon arrow. It says in the little description below actually. This is all available on the Warhammer community site, so if you want to come and have a look yourself after the video, please do. Please just come and drool over these models until they come out, because that is what I've been doing. Same as the Sons of the He-Man actually, which, oh, terrible, fantastic models that I'm definitely a little bit tempted to go and grab for Throne of Skull doubles this year, which probably means I'll have a single model on the table, but damn will it be fun. So obviously he's got his Warblade? No, it's not sight, is it? Hyperphase Glaive. Very cool. Yeah, he's just overall a nice model. He's in a pretty imposing pose. Not really too much to say about him. I kind of wish he had the cloak made of the little interlocking pieces, like he's got these sort of almost priest-like drapes in the front. I can't remember the characters who have those, but a lot of the characters in Necron have these sort of interlinked cloaks, and I think that would have just tipped him off the edge and made him look absolutely phenomenal if he had that. But alas, he doesn't, and he still looks awesome either way. So that's him, the Necron Overlord, of course. Next up, a new character for the Necrons, the Royal Warden. So let's see if it says what this gun is. A Relic Gauze Blaster. I mean, I'd like to think that all the weapons the Necrons have are Relic, considering, you know, but alas, I won't hold that against them. So this looks like your generic shooting buff character. So he's going to be hanging around with units of, you know, Immortals and, in this box, Warriors, and just giving them probably some rerolls. Although, it would be interesting actually, because they've released the stats for the alternate Necron Warrior weapon. The Cause Reaper, I want to say it is. And it is only 14 inches. So it'd be interesting if he actually upped the range of those weapons or something like that, rather than just doing the normal generic reroll thing that 40k seems to have done. Which, going off topic slightly, is one of the reasons why I wasn't a huge fan. But, as I say, open mind coming into mind. Now he does seem to have like a partial cloak on the side here, which I quite like. So I might cut that off him and stick it on the Overlord, because I don't feel it looks right on him all that much. And of course, it wouldn't be complete without this poor fellow down here on the base, little skull. So there we go, that's him. He's very cool, very basic, but that's pretty much exactly what you want from a basic character. Now, this is an interesting new type as well, the Plasmancer. Now, the thing I noticed when I was first looking at it is this weapon seems to be the same as the one that Illuminor Seraz is dissolving the guy with. So that makes me wonder if the whole thing with Illuminor Seraz is he's going to be effectively a souped up Plasmancer. And are these guys going to be the Necron's answer to Psychers? Considering obviously Psychic Awakening has just happened, and one of the things Necrons have always struggled with is the fact that they aren't psychic. They're not a psychic race. So, will this be their answer to it? I mean, maybe this guy casts powers on people in the movement phase and has a limited number of powers or something like that. So he's not exactly a psyker, and maybe you can't deny them, something like that. Maybe bad things happen. Or maybe the more models he kills, or are killed around him, the more he can recycle this power into spells. So he might absorb the dead, you know, thinking of similar mechanics in War Machine, where some of the armies collect like soul tokens or corpse tokens, and they use those to buff the army. So I think that could be really interesting, and I think that's probably what Seraz is going to do as well. If you remember, he's like melting the bloke on his base and draining his life essence. And I think that would be an interesting way for them to interact with Psychers. So maybe he starts off as a semi-bad combat character, and the more things that are killed near him, say in 9 inches or whatever, that boosts him up, and he's able to redistribute that as power onto the Necrons. That would be interesting. So that's my prediction, is that him and Illuminor Seraz are going to be basically the same thing. Seraz will be a named character version, because before he didn't really, I can't even remember what his whole shtick was, like what thing he did that was unique to him. I think he was just a big cryptech before. It'll be interesting. I know the Plasmancer, as it says in the bottom, is a form of cryptech, also known as the Heart, which is destruction. So, master of weaponizing hyper technology of the Necrons, and the plasmic lance it bears. So, I don't know. Maybe it'll be like a conversion beamer in 30k. So the further away the target is, the conversion beamer does more damage. I don't know. Just thoughts here based on what we know lore-wise and what we can gather. Then come his crypto trolls. So these are his little guys that sort of stand in and try and make sure he's munched in combat. Because as it said in the description, he is not weak, but well, maybe actually, yeah, he's very fragile. So while he might be good at combat, he also can't probably take a hit. So these guys are probably going to have some rules like, say, command squads in 30k, where you can look out certain, you can take the hit for a character, or he can pass wounds off on them, something like that. Maybe like on 2+, he passes them all a wound over or something. I think these are very obviously combat based. They don't have any weapons. I love how their faces seem to open up. It's as if he's, again, it reminds me very much of War of the Worlds. So he's like opening up to scan the area. I'd be tempted to actually try and cut him into a more crouched position and have him just like crouching down, scanning the area, while the other guy is obviously still shielding his master. That's interesting. It looks, I mean, the whole thing with the new Necron aesthetic is they're all wrapped up. As you can see, they all have battle damage on their limbs and stuff like that. And I think that's an interesting way to visually convey that the story is moving ahead. Things are advancing. Oh, that's great. That's good. However, I don't think it fits for it's fine. If you don't like it, you can just green stuff over those areas, which I might do. I'm a little bit tempted. From what I understand, the Necron Warriors kit comes with semi-normal options and some more damage options, especially in terms of the head. So that's what I've been made to understand. These look like they were former parts of like Catacomb command barges and the troop transport. They've sort of like fallen off, and they've let's make it into some sort of thrall. So that's kind of interesting. I do love these guys. The Necron seems to have a fair few new units actually, like this guy. So this is the Scorpec Destroyer Lord. So now there seems to be at least 2 cadre of destroyers. So you've got the Scorpec and the Locust. The Locust are floaty ones, and the Scorpec are the guys with legs. Basically, Scorpec seems to be more close combat. Saying that, this guy does have a huge gun on him, but the Scorpec are more close combat, and the Locusts are at range. They've got normal and heavy, seemingly. So that's kind of interesting. I wonder if we'll actually see a Scorpec Destroyer Lord as part of the box as well. Not this box, obviously, but just generally their new box that we'll be getting. So, not Scorpec, a Locust, sorry, Locust Destroyer Lord. So that'd be interesting. Because this is the Lord of the Scorpec. And wow, what an imposing figure this guy cuts. You know, he is just massive. He's got this whole sort of War of the Worlds tripod thing going on. Massive claw. One of the, I'm assuming it's a hyperphase blade, same as the Overlord, but this is what the Scorpec have, with this crazy blade over here. And then he's got this huge gun. Now, this is my only problem with the model. I don't like the gun. I'd rather, if they wanted to have the gun, it was on the claw hand, and he had a claw and a sword, or a claw and a gun, or a gun and a claw, or whatever, you know. It was some interchangeable mix of having 2 weapons, because clearly the weapon holding the sword is sort of like a big arm, same as the claw. So it just seems like he's really lopsided, and there's a bit too much going on him. And I think if you got rid of that, maybe actually made his head slightly bigger as well, he would look a bit better. Other than that though, again, minor criticisms. This model is just so spicy, I love it. And I can't wait to definitely build him and never paint him. Once again, here we are with the Scorpion Destroyers. So these are the little minions. Let me just check actually what their weapon is. A hyperphase blade. Wow, that sounds mean. Again, War of the Worlds tripody, fantastic looking guys. Obviously from the torso area they seem to have taken a lot of inspiration from the old destroyers, which is very nice. It's nice to see that sort of echoing back. The hyperphase blades, obviously again, not, I think it's 3rd edition my Necron's coming in. Not echoing that, echoing the sort of update, I want to say in 5th, 6th, when they got all the new models. So they're echoing those, which is very nice. Which is what a lot of the updated range is sort of becoming. Again, one criticism, I don't like the blades are attached to them. It just seems a bit dumb in universe, like what happens in between battles, or like how does this guy have a full range of motion when both of his hands are strapped to his blade? These ones not as egregious. This one really is. Other than that, love them to bits. Love the little bits of rubble on the base as well. It's nice that it included a little bit of base detailing, so even sort of new players. I know so something else I need to discuss. This box isn't aimed specifically at new players. It doesn't come with dice, it doesn't come with measuring bits, or other things to help you get started playing. This is a limited run box, and it's also designed at people who are just excited about mine, who already play the game, already play these armies, and want to start a new army. And yeah, so it's going to be a limited run. Then now GW said they're doing they've made lots of them, but technically it will be a limited run item. So yeah, other than that, they're great. Got my original point, but these guys are great. Look forward to picking up the box. Now, I love this little guy. I think he's a plasma sight. Yeah, love him to bits. the base. Again, this sort of architecture to get. So if you were a new player picking up this box, your basing doesn't have to be on point, because you paint up these little bits of rubble and it still looks like there's something there. You know, I think it still look quite classy even if you just painted up the rubble and had the blank base without doing any of the sort of other detailing. I love it when they include bits of rubble and base and things. That's, for me, especially with characters, stuff that's supposed to stand out, that really makes it for me. So I think this guy, if we read the description, yeah, he's supposed to float around the Scorpion destroyers and give them a hand. I'm assuming he puts out some sort of mini buff. He's quite a small model actually. I don't know if that's a 32 or a 40. I want to hazard and say a 40. But he's quite hard to spot in the wide shot of everything. I know there's a lot of things to look at, but he doesn't stand out all that much. In fact, I missed him a lot of the times I was looking at it. But yeah, he is very cool. And again, got this sort of arm, like War of the Worlds, the Tom Cruise movie, which is embarrassing. But I know that. But hey. And I love that they draw inspiration from that, you know, classic sci-fi, like 50s, 60s sci-fi. Very cool. I can't wait to get my hands on these. And speaking of absolutely 100% not ripped off from War of the Worlds, we have, oh god, why do I skip past the names? The Canoptech Reanimator. So you might have seen the image of the alternate build of this model, which again I'll go into in a secondary video about the extra stuff that's coming up. This clearly acts as sort of like a res org, so I'm wondering if this is a way to, again, I don't know how Necrons performed in 8, they might have been fantastic, they might have been crap, don't know. But I imagine the problem was that your res org could only be in one place at a time. Now you can sort of spread that around a bit. Especially if you're playing something like Apocalypse, I imagine this would be really cool to have, you know, the other side of the field, maybe a few of these set up, just so you can keep your troops alive, keep those warriors up and walking. Other than that, again, huge clashes of War of the Worlds influences. I'm not sure what this is in the base. It might be part of like a Contender Dreadnought or something like that. Either way, or maybe it's Castellan Robot. Very cool. Again, more of this architecture on the base. Just something to make it stand out. Because I wholeheartedly believe this is going to be a single snap fit kit. Obviously, when you get the normal kit, like with the flesh mower options and the other bits for the fetid bloat drone in 8, you'll have a kit outside this that gives you like the same model, but it looks a little bit different, so you can spice things up. And obviously it allows you to build the alternate version as well, because this is all a snap fit kit. This whole box is snap fit. You will not have many options, with the exception of the Necron Warriors, which I will get to in just a second, after these gorgeous new Scarab Swarms. Not a huge amount to say about these, because, you know, they're Scarabs. I love Scarabs, always have. My favourite model actually, one of my favourite models in the Necron range, as it was the Tomb Spider. I've always been fascinated with it, even the old one, really cool. I was actually going to pick some up and convert them to Dark Mechanica for 30k. But these new ones just fit in with the sort of 6-7 dead ones that are dotted around the place. So very cool, love them bits, can't wait to get them and not paint them, which might actually end up being my catchphrase. So, here we are, Necron Warriors. So they have this new weapon, which, again, I will just check, is the Gauze Reaper, I believe it is. Gauze Reaper, yeah. The shorter range. Well, we actually now know that they are 14 inches, which is why I was saying maybe that character further up might extend the range of the weapons. Can't see why that would be the case, but it might just be an interesting way to implement a new character and give your weapons a bit more bang for the buck. Now, I imagine, again, I don't know how transports work in 8 really. As especially not what used to be open top transports. I'm assuming you can still shoot out of them. I think my Harlequins can. But that might be how you use these Gauss Reapers. They might drive around and sort of like drive by people with their Gauss Reapers. Because I think they're strength 5, -2, 1 damage, or something like that. So that's pretty brutal. And if you can just, you know, chuck a load of them in a Ghost Arc of gears and just spin around the battlefields, popping stuff left, right and centre, they'd be pretty good. Because that 14-inch range is a really weird and very, very short range. But that's probably why, so you can stick them in a transport. I think there's enough to replace the whole squad with them. Because I think it's just going to be an option. It's just straight up going to be an option for Necron Warriors to take that instead. It's kind of like a shorter version of the Immortals Gauss weapon, which is very cool. Sorry about that. My rabbit is deciding that he wants to change up his hutch. Just don't mind where things are. Does that from time to time. But yeah, as you can see, they're all very battle damaged, and I like this. It's the whole sort of story progression thing. Like the Necrons have been waking up. They've been waking up a lot of them for so long now, and they've been getting killed and rezzed and killed and rezzed so often that they will be starting to show battle damage, even with the whole living metal aspect, where they just regenerate themselves. I wonder if this psychic awakening has something to do with that, where now the living metal doesn't regenerate, and they are going to start losing numbers. But, you know, these new constructs have been created to try and, I don't know, help with that. Maybe that's what the whole Resorb, not Resorb, the Canoptech Resurrection Beastie is all about. Is helping to keep your warriors from getting killed. So maybe resurrection protocols are going to be on like on a 6 now, and that thing will boost them to a 5. So I don't know. It's interesting to speculate though, and I love the. I mean, I was probably one of the very few people that loved the green mod on the Necrons. It was so sort of like iconic, and I've got an old monolith sat about 5 foot from me that I really want to strip because the paint is so thick on it, it's unbelievable. But yeah, I do miss the green mod, but I like the sort of like 6th, 7th aesthetic, where you've got the, you know, the glowing parts of the weapon. I like that. That's fine. So I like that everything now is going to blend together in a seamless range. That's one thing I sort of wish they'd done with the Nighthorn. The stuff that didn't fit in, I wish they'd sort of like updated those kits, like the Hex Raids. Spirit Hose is fine. And, you know, some of the older kits, just update them a bit. But I don't know. Maybe we'll see that in the future. But as I say, very, very happy with how the Necrons have been blended together. Crazy battle damage on there. So what else is in the box then? Now that we've done the miniatures, that ridiculous amount of miniatures, well, you get this limited edition, sort of like no text, wraparound cover version of the 9th Ed rulebook, and that artwork is just brilliant. Love it. It looks huge as well, so there's a lot of stuff in there. And they said it was like 300 pages, something like 200-300 pages when they were talking on the stream on Twitch. Might be getting that wrong, but it certainly looks about that size. It is thick with 2 C's, ladies and gents. So yeah, there's that. And we've also got the Edge of Silence book. So this is just telling you how the new units work. This would be great if you and a friend split it. You'll be able to, you know, literally rip the book in half and each get to know what the units do. I'm looking forward again to seeing how the box plays off against each other. It looks like it could be quite fairly balanced. Maybe the Necrons actually have the edge on this one. Maybe they do. It seems like they've got a lot more stuff points-wise. I know Necron Warriors have gone up to 12 points, and I think they said Primaris are up to either 18 or 20. I think it's 20 points actually. So it'll be interesting to see how this box just plays off against each other. It's not designed for that. It's not designed for that. It's designed to, you know, give a nice injection of new models into the game for mine. But I still want to see how it works. That's the best thing, is getting a friend over, you know, when I can, with all this that's going on. Getting a friend over and just being able to have a crack at playing the box against each other once I've built it all. So there's that. It'll have some lore and stuff in it as well. The harrowing nature of the Pariah Nexus is revealed, and the narrative stage is set for what will become a crucial new war zone in the horrifying magnitude of Necron threats unveiled. Very, very cool. Very interesting. I'd love to see what they do with the lore. Obviously the Silent King coming back. There was rumours a while back that, you know, the Emperor would actually die and finally ascend to being a Star Child and all this other stuff. I'd like that. 100% I'd actually like to see that. Something really, really impactful. Then finally admitting that he is effectively a god of chaos and always has been. The living saints are actually great demons and stuff like that. The army of the damned, again, demons. So I'd love to see that. I wasn't too thrilled with the lore advancements for the Primaris. I think it was handled really poorly. But I think if they do something interesting, advance the story in a big way, could be great. So the last thing on the docket is the How to Build Your Miniatures book and the transfers. The transfers for most of the big, what's called Legions chapters. Yeah, not really much else to say. I don't think anyone really uses transfers all that much, but it's nice to be included them anyway. And that's that. That's the article. So I think, if I were to wager a guess, this will be a July release. So we will be seeing all of this come July. Maybe pre-order early July, 2-week-long pre-order date, comes out middle to end of July. I don't know, probably something like that. Gives me a little time to work through the backlog of everything that's been previewed and hasn't come out because of everything that's been going on. Oh yeah, there's the plasma sight. I think it is a 32 actually. Maybe it's even a 25. Wow. It's just on the left in front of the Scorpio Destroyer Lord. I forgot that I totally turned my cursor off this for this entire video. But there we go. So I will be doing another video soon looking at the extra releases that have been shown alongside this to go with the box. The horrific AGV, spoiler alert, I hate it. And the other bits that all look quite cool. So look forward to that probably in the next few days.